Okay. After I've gotten a few days to play with, against, and as Cyclops. Is Cyclops broken? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, and I'm glad. So, let's get into it. Cyclops is objectively not tuned well, but he's not overpowered. And what I mean by that is, better way that I can put it so I can make it a comparison. He's overtuned and not overpowered, right? So what I mean is the numbers are too high, but as a baseline, his kit is not overpowered. He just has too many numbers, like Phoenix, like Hela, like Elsa was. The problem with the other option is to be just overpowered in general. So think Daredevil and Black Cat. Daredevil and Black Cat do not function in this game. In this game, Daredevil and Black Cat just straight up don't function. And the reason for that is they are overpowered. As shown by Daredevil, you cannot nerf him. And even this season, people are still permabanning him, and I don't think that's reasonable. I think he is at a point where you can now label him as overtuned instead of overpowered, but you could not balance him just by changing numbers. You had to change something about his kit, and they found that out after his 7th nerf. They finally decided to go, okay, we'll change something about his kit instead of just changing his numbers, because he wasn't overpowered because he did so much damage. It was because he has an invincibility and reflecting block. He has the ability to have infinite combos based off his fury. He has no limit to how many times he can engage outside of his own health. And by that I mean magic, you have to wait on a cooldown. Black Panther, you have to wait on a cooldown. Magic, Black Panther. Rogue, you have to wait on your cooldowns. Venom, you have to wait on a cooldown. Thor, you have to wait on your cooldowns. He didn't have cooldowns to wait on, and so that's why he was broken. And they've done something to limit that. And that's good. And that has helped. And now I personally think he's at a point where you can just fine tune his numbers until you find the sweet medium of here's enough bonus health, here's enough damage, and he's right where he belongs. Right? I think he's still strong, but I don't think he's neutered like everyone else does, especially with Dive being good this season. Black Cat, on the other hand, same problem, where without changing the fundamentals of their kit, they will always be overpowered. You have a dive character who has wall hacks, a grounding ability for enemies, gambling to get more money. They get more money super fast, by the way. It's not like it's a scarcity to come by. They also have a teleporter to create new flank angles wherever they want those flank angles to be. You have invisibility on this flanker as well, and I know it all costs money, but like I said, it's not like it's a scarcity to get money on Black Cat. So that's what I mean by a difference between overpowered and overtuned. Overtuned is just the numbers are too high, and they're tuned too high, and you can just tweak and get it back down. Overpowered is, just on a baseline, they don't function in the game without being overpowered, and you have to change something about the base kit to fix it. Like they did it with Black Cat, they shot her out back 12 times. I think what they did to Daredevil was justified. They took it hard on Black Cat. Thank God, because I didn't like it. But I don't think Cyclops is overpowered. I just think he's overtuned. And let me show you. So if we go here, confirm.
Knew I saw trouble. I had you in my sights. You never
I missed my headshot, which is very embarrassing. He can 2-tap. And I don't think the 2-tapping itself is the problem. I think the range is the problem. Because... So he can't do it from that range, right? And you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But if I can find roughly 35 meters... There we go. He can 2-tap from this range. Let me swap to Hela. Oh, whoops. Hela can't. The only reason that they died was the bird from that explosion. Hela just straight up can't. Let me find Phoenix, the other one who's known for 2-tapping. They straight up can't. And the reason why they can't is because they had their numbers tweaked for a reason, because they were too overpowered. So it is a problem when someone else comes in and he can do that. The only, like, that's a problem, that he just does that, and they can't. Because there is a wide margin. If you get hit with 2 headshots from Phoenix or someone at, like, this range, you have still roughly 50 to 75 health left. These are 250 HP bots, so on a 275 characters, not a lot of characters are 250. You're fine. Like, sure, you're in danger, but it's not like you're dead, right? So that's a problem, but he can just do that. And that's with, like, where the fall-off starts. To do that, he does a lot of damage. And I thought at first, it's like Ultron, kind of, because it's not all at once. You see how it kind of applies it twice. And that's interesting. The other problem I have is he has so much movement, right? Most hit scan characters don't have a lot of movement, unless you're Phoenix or Elsa, because those are more aggressive. You want to play them more aggressive. He's got a lot of movement. It's hard to dive him, simply because of everything he can do with that. And then you can just always make sure that you're in an advantageous position. Because even that, I think what really keeps him in check, personally in my opinion, is this right click. How slowly this right click builds. Let me do this. These 2 people, that's 11% ult charge. It's great for building ult charge, but look how slowly it recharges. I think that's the saving grace here. Because if that was good, if that was really, really good, right, and you just always had, like, you just always kill everybody using this, then you get, like, I got ult charge really fast, but it charges really slow. I think that's the saving grace of it. I know I said that like 3 times. His ult is stupid. Yeah, no, we're talking about that now. His ult is actually the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Oh, I said I got ult charge from it. I think I touched this thing on accident. Whoopsies. His ult charge is literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because I think I almost hit him. I think if I go here, I just aim it like that. Yeah. I killed them. And everyone's saying, oh, just walk out of the way, just walk out of the way. This is a problem specifically for Vanguards, because apparently being able to block the ultimate was a bug. And I wasn't going to talk about how his ult was overpowered, because you can block it, but you can't. I don't have a friend to showcase it, but you can't block it. And it leaves you at that range, so if that was a headshot, he's dead instantly. If this Doctor Strange takes any damage, so let's say you're down that much health. Remember, at that much health, it's roughly 150, give or take, about 170 damage. You down about 200 health, you die instantly. And, you know, that's not too bad. You know, just move out of the way. He can move out of the way, he can move out of the way, you can move out of the way, but it does leave you in a really bad position, and getting hit by this ult at all means your spider nest is probably not down anymore, so you're bad in a position. Ooh, you can't block it, you can't move out of the way. You can move out of the way, but only by wasting your cooldowns, which you need to stop dive. So if you play Cyclops with dive against a thing, not only is the thing easy picking for the hit scan and the poke character, why would you do that? But he also can't really do it without wasting his abilities, going to his other teammates, unless his other teammates moved out of the way first, not a large target window, probably can't. He can, wasting his biggest mobility cooldown. He can off rip. Emma can't. Unless you waste your biggest mobility cooldown. Mag can't. Like, it's just most of the tanks. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna have a hard time doing it. Bulge. I love this Strange skin, by the way. It's fucking peak. But, he's gonna have a hard time doing it. Most of the tanks, in practice, genuinely, are going to have a hard time moving out of the way. Unless you're playing an off tank. One of these guys. Because even Thing, who is kind of an off-tank, Emma, who's kind of an off-tank, Deadpool, who is kind of an off-tank, who is an off-tank, sorry, are going to have a hard time because he wants to be playing near the front line so he can attack with swords and attack with his guns. You play on the front line, 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 kind of sometimes. You shouldn't have any problem avoiding it. You play on the front line, and you play on the front line. Nobody's ever just going to raw Cyclops ult. They don't. They use it with an Emma ult, or with a Groot ult, or with anything that keeps you from just running away. And especially as a tank, a Cyclops using his ultimate, right? I use my ultimate. Let's say I just use it on this Doctor Strange right here. It's like this, but imagine they're super close. He moves that way. I have free access. Like, even at this range, I have free access if he gets out of the way. And he has to get pretty far out of the way. Because even like this, he's not in it.
Got my eye on someone. Welcome guests.
Hold up. Maybe I look like an idiot. And I'm fine with that. I won't cut it. You're pretty much not in it. Like, his cloak was the only thing that got caught in that. And he got hit by it. You can't just walk out of it. You can't just put in a directional input. You can't just DI out of it. Because even right there, my original cursor did not hit him. It's much wider than it looks. Like, it didn't do as much damage because he was on the outskirts, but that is still over half of his health in an instant. Any other pressure on that Doctor Strange, plus the pressure that your team scatters in every direction, trying to get away from it, gives the power that you are fucked. As a tank, and just in general, you're fucked. But, to be fair, looking at his abilities, I don't think he's overpowered. Right? I think they've done the same thing that they've done with other heroes, where they got rid of his weakness. Like, you're playing against Poke. Your two options, he's a Poke character. To counter Poke, your two options are, 1, play cover so he can't see you, or 2, dive him. Well, 1, you can't dive him. Not using both of those abilities in conjunction, I'm just showing you that he has 2 abilities of movement that are really good. So, yeah, it's harder to dive him, and you have to do a continuous sustained dive because he is going to run away and put you in a position where he is advantageous. But also, oh, you want to play cover?
Perfect angle.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Sorry,
I can't see him.
Never miss.
So even if you play cover, he's got 2 abilities where even if he can't see you, he can hit you. So, like I said, I don't think he is overpowered. I do think he's overtuned. I think he is super strong because his numbers are really high. But he himself is not an overpowered character. Nerf him by like, I don't know, 10, not like 10 points, but like stat points go down by 10. And he becomes a really balanced guy. I like him. He's really fun, and he's really fucking cool. My only complaint, and it has nothing to do with balance, it is hard to tell what beams are mine and what are my enemies, outside of it's doing damage to me. And that's not a problem I have with any other character in this game, like Enemy Ultron. Enemy Ultron I know because he's shooting me. Enemy Ultron I've never had that problem because they're not super prominent and it doesn't hit everybody on your team. It's not like constant visual feedback everywhere. This game has a high problem with visual acuity, which we will be talking about on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tune in. But he makes it worse, especially since I can't see where the laser is coming from specifically. It's a problem with that, but that's really it. I mean, that's not even a huge problem, because, like, Jeff colors it based on, oh, you can't really see him, he's right there. It colors it based on who you can target, right? The enemy Jeff, the water's red, the bubbles are red. You can't tell on this guy, but it's really not that big of a problem. That's pretty much it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, I guess.